Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying something new here from Highland. The video stream for Neosho has gone down, so we're going to try to work with the live stats and bring you some play-by-play of that. Currently 8-1 in favor of the Panthers, 2 down in the bottom of the fourth, as Bradley Ware has just hit a grand slam home run to give the Panthers again an 8-1 lead. Jose Acosta on the hill has thrown 74 total pitches, 33 strikes, and 41 balls. And again, we're trying to bring this to you the best we can. We're in Highland, Kansas, and the game being played at Chanute, Kansas. So we've got one viewer at this time, so hopefully we can keep people up to date on what's going on here through the live stats until the video feed returns down at Neosho County. You think that only one there, that's us? Okay. Could be, you never know. If I go on there and tell them to come to this stream, oh, now they got it back. Oh, I can't take it away from that. Yeah, I know they do now. Okay. Well. Ryan Moore now in pitching for the Scotties in relief of Acosta. Evan Bohm now at the plate. He just doubles to left. So a runner on second with 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And the Panthers out to an 8-0 lead here. They've hung 8 on the board here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ryan Tolliver at the plate is 0 for 1 in the contest. Fielder's choice and a walk. As he is facing Ryan Moore for the first time. First pitch to him, a ball. And we've got someone watching along with us right now. We've got 2 video clips here. So again, we're trying to do something here from Highland, Kansas. They called down to Neosho and got permission to use their video stream this afternoon. We'll see if we can do a little bit of play-by-play, as they do not have any volume on their stream. And yes, Neosho is back up and running. Ryan Tolliver with a ball count of 2 balls and 1 strike on him. 2 outs, a runner on second for the Panthers. here in the bottom of the fourth. Highland picked up their lone run of the contest in the top of the inning. Scotty with 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error. Panthers 8 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Neosho 6-2 in conference. They're 17-2 on the season. They're 15-0 at home. As Tolliver is walked, runners at first and second now. That'll bring up Aaron Dees. Dees batting .339 on the year, 62 at bats, 20 hits or 20 runs scored on 21 hits, 5 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, and 24 runs batted in. Runners go to second and third on the double steal, as Rick Eberly is going to come out and have a conversation with the home plate umpire, as possibly there was catcher interference or something had occurred. And Coach Eberly has been given the heave-ho, and he'll have to go to the bus, as he has just got tossed out of the ballgame. So he's going to get his full 45 seconds to complain before he has to leave the field. Again, at the plate is Aaron Dees. Dees is a 6 foot, 285-pound freshman out of New Strawn, Kansas. Again, on the hill for the Scotties, number 21, Ryan Moore. Moore in relief of Jose Acosta. Acosta went the first 3 2/3 innings, giving up 7 earned runs on 4 hits, 5 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 home run. And that home run was a dandy with a grand slam. So now we're back to action here with Aaron Dees at the plate, and the count 1 ball or 1 no strikes and 1 no balls and 1 strike. Mama's like. Now Dees has left the home plate area, and officials are still waiting for play to resume. Now the home plate umpire is ready to place the ball, and now we're back to action here. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Aaron Dees. Bottom of the 4th inning, 8-1 in favor of the Panthers. Neosho atop the Jayhawk Conference standings. And that pitch in there for a strike. Count now goes to 1-2. Moore comes to the plate. That pitch in there. Count 2-2 as I'm a little bit ahead of the video, working off of the live stats here from Highland. So again, please bear with me if you will. We're trying something new here. The stream you're watching is the video feed out of Chanute, Kansas. We're sitting in, Ivan Baida and myself are sitting here in my home in Highland and trying to do a little bit of play-by-play to add some sound to today's broadcast. That pitch misses down low and inside. And ball 4, and he will be walked here in a moment. Or he just walked, okay. Okay, so my video feed on my computer is about a half a second or two behind yours. I will drop this one. That's going to bring up Blake Tomasino. Oh, you're right, you're fine. Tomasino is batting .350. 40 at-bats, 11 runs on 14 hits, 3 doubles, 4 homers, and 14 runs batted in on the year. He's got a slugging percentage of .725. Again, we're in the bottom of the 4th inning in Chanute, Kansas. 8-1 in favor of Neosho on a grand slam home run. In the bottom half of this inning, fly ball out to shallow left. Shortstop is getting underneath of it. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 5th. It's Neosho County 8, Highland 1. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Due up for the Scotties in the top of the 5th. Will be Cody Houston, followed by Tanner Dungan and Gates Glassell. Houston 0-for-1 in the contest. Hit a line drive in the earlier innings. Houston batting $116. This is his 43rd at bat. 6 runs on 5 hits, a double. No RBIs on the year. He's walked twice and struck out 12 times. And he's 1-for-1 in stolen bases. Houston, a 6', 170-pound sophomore out of Johnstown, Colorado. The ball gets away from the catcher. He'll go down to first base on a strikeout. So Cody picks up his 13th strikeout of the season, but he's on the base pass. And that's going to bring up Tanner Dungan. Tanner's 0-for-1 in the contest with a strikeout. He comes in the contest batting .194 on the year, 31 at-bats, 6 runs on 6 hits, 2 doubles, a homer, and 7 runs batted in. 6 walks, 6 strikeouts. He's been hit by a pitch 3 times. First pitch to him is the ball. I think it was a strike. And a strikeout. That will set down Houston. Gates Glassell now at the plate. Or excuse me. It is Gates Glassell at the plate. One out in the inning. He's 0 for 1 with a bunt. Scotty with a runner on first. And third now. We singled to left. As Glassell singled to left. And that'll bring up Logan Rycraft to shortstop. Logan's 0 for 2 in the contest with 2 strikeouts. Tyler Mitchell on the hill has thrown 74 pitches, 51 strikes, and 23 balls. Cody Houston at third. Gates Glassell at first for the Scotties here in the top of the 5th with 1 down. And trailing Neosho County 8-1. Swing and a miss. The count goes 0-1. Mitchell comes set, checks the runner at first, now comes to the plate. High and outside. Count evens out at 1-1. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. And Mitchell with the advantage at 1-2. Fastball fouled left-hand side. Kind of remain at 1-2 for Logan Rycraft, the Scotty shortstop. Again, Rycraft 0 for 2 in the contest with 2 strikeouts. As Logan steps back in the batter's box. Mitchell on the hill has thrown 4 2/3 innings of work, allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits. He has struck out 9 Scotties so far, and we're in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2 to Rycraft. Ground ball through the left-hand side. That will score a run. And the Scotties now trail at 8-2. That'll bring up Wyatt Miller. Miller's 1 for 2 in the contest. Reached on an error and has a single. Buffed through a bunt, took it upstairs for ball 1. Again, I may be a little bit ahead on time because we are watching the video free live out of Chanute, Kansas, down at Hudson Field on the campus of Neosho County Community College. The live stats are coming out of the Highland dugout, and they're about 4 pitches ahead of time, so bear with me. We're just trying to bring a little bit of sound to today's broadcast, as Neosho was a little slow getting their scoreboard operating on the screen. And of course, they have no sound, so we thought we'd add a little bit here this afternoon while we had some time. That pitch outside. Count now goes to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Wyatt Miller. Line drive foul down the first base side. Not to get ahead of myself here, but Wyatt's just about ready to foul a few more pitches off, then ground out to the shortstop. That ball fouled back and out of play. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Then there's the ground ball up to the shortstop. He'll step on second by himself, and that'll retire the side. Scotties leave 2 on the base pad, but they get 1 on the board. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And it's Neosho County 8, Highland 2. And we're going to have a pitching change here. Damian Vila will come in and pitch. He'll be the number 3 pitcher to take the hill for the Scotties. Vila's got an ERA of 11.68. No wins, no losses this year. It's his 7th appearance on the hill. He's pitched in 12 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed 14 earned runs, make that 16 earned runs on 24 hits, 10 walks, 12 strikeouts. He's given up 4 homers. He's thrown 2 wild pitches and hit 2 batters. And he's going to face Josh Nolan. As it will be, if I can find it real quick, Josh Nolan, Cooper Minnick, and Chad Thomas here in the bottom of the 5th. And again, thank those of you that have tuned over to the Highland feed here this afternoon, doing something a little bit different. We just kind of put the link on Twitter, and some of you decided to jump over here with us. We appreciate that. So if you know someone who would like to follow along on our feed, tell them to go to Twitter and look for Ivan Baida or Russ Karn, R-U-S-S-K-A-R-N. Ivan's last name is spelled B-A-I-D-A. You'll find a link on there for the video feed from Chanute, Kansas this afternoon. Josh Nolan steps in, or Norland steps in, excuse me. He's 1 for 1, a double and a walk in 2 trips. You can go to the conference website at KJCCC.org. You'll find the live stats there. I have not put this link on the site at this time, but we can do that between ball games. Pitch outside by Damian Vila. Home plate umpire asked, did he go around? And the base umpire says, no, he did not. And the count, I believe, now is 3-2. That pitch misses inside. Should now be 3-2. Again, our stats are about half a batter ahead, so bear with me if I get a little ahead of the video stream, because it appears to be kind of going in some slow motion at the moment here from Highland. And again, this is the live video out of Chanute, Kansas at Hudson Field on the campus of Neosho County Community College. That ball foul left-hand side and out of play. As Norland is about to walk. And he'll go down to first base in the slow motion jog. Cooper Minnick now coming to the plate on the video screen. I can bring you update where the game is live at the moment, but I hate to kind of do that because that'll take away from your video feed. Cooper Minnick is going to reach base on an error by the Highland left fielder Wyatt Miller. So the Panthers with runners should have runners at first and second. But we're running a little bit behind here on the video. Bottom of the fifth, one out. Runners at first and second for the Neosho Panthers. And Dylan Carrender at the plate, as he's going to pinch hit for Damian Abram. Yeah, we can basically, as slow as the video is going to be, maybe we can jump back over to the live stats here real quickly, bring you up to date on this. Neosho has the runners on first and second, one out in the bottom of the fifth. Here we go. Again, Damian Vila on the hill has thrown 17 pitches since coming in relief. He's the third pitcher in the ball game for the Scotties, 12 strikes and 5 balls. 2 down as Karn strikes out. That'll bring up Briley Ware. Ware's 2 for 3, a fly out, a single, and a home run. And his homer was a grand slam back in the 4th. They put the 8th run on the board for the Panthers. One ball, no strike. Now the pitch outside, 2-0. How many do we have? Yeah, how many viewers we have? 8. Okay. Glad to have 7 of you out there watching us this afternoon. I know that one is us, but if you can, we'll bear with it. We'll try to bring a little bit of color to this afternoon's activities. Russ Karn coming to you from his house in Highland, Kansas. Ivan Baida flipping back and forth between the video screen and the live stats this afternoon. As the Scotties are in Chanute, Kansas, taking on Neosho County. 3 balls, no strikes to count to Briley Ware. Briley Ware walks. That is his 7th free pass of the season. That'll bring up Evan Boum, B-O-U-M, Bone, I believe it is, Bone or Baum. 1 for 2. Ground out, a walk, and a double. That's Evan Bourne, my mistake, B-O-U-R-N. Batting .388, 67 at-bats, 28 runs on 26 hits. 4 doubles, 5 homers, and 28 runs batted in coming in today's action. Bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the 5th for Neosho County. This is a scheduled 7-inning contest. Game number 2 will be a 9-inning affair. Again, the Panthers 6-2 in conference play, 17-2 on the year, 15-0 on the season. The Scotties come in at 2-6 in conference play, 6-14 on the season. Highland 2-6 on the road this year. Bourne hits a single to the left. That drives in 1 run. That drives in 2. And it's now 10-2 in favor of the Panthers. That'll bring up Ryan Tolliver. Tolliver batting .551 on the season. 20th game played this year, 49 at-bats. 24 runs on 27 hits. 2 doubles, 5 homers, and 32 runs batted in. He's walked 20 times, struck out 7. He has an on-base percentage of .662. And he's 0 for 1 in the contest with 2 walks and a fielder's choice. Count now goes to 2-1 on Tolliver. Tolliver is again a 6 foot, 195-pound sophomore out of Independence, Missouri. 3-1 to count now. Again, 2 outs at the bottom of the 5th, 2 on. 2 more runs scored, and the ball game will be over. And Tolliver is walked, so the bases are loaded. Damian Avila has walked 3, struck out 1 in 2/3 of an inning of work. Allowed 1 earned run on 2 hits. Make out 1 hit. And Aaron Dees now at the plate. Dees 0 for 2 in the contest. A fielder's choice, a fly out, and a walk. Dees batting .339 on the season. He's got 24 RBIs and 62 at-bats. Correction, now at the plate is Caleb Vanetta, who will be pinch hitting for Aaron Dees. Vanetta batting .500 on the year. This is his 4th game of the season, his 3rd at-bat of the year. 2 runs on 1 hit. That hit was a double. He's walked once and struck out once. Vanetta's a 5'10", 165-pound redshirt freshman out of Humboldt, Kansas. And he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Riley Ware at third. Vanetta strikes out, swinging. That'll end the bottom of the 5th. We go to top of 6. It's Neosho County 10, Highland 2. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Due up for the Scotties here in the top of the 6th will be Andrew Penny, Wyatt Nowak, and James Park, the 3, 4, and 5 batters in the Highland lineup. Penny at the plate, 0 for 2, a fly out, or getting 1 for 2, a fly out and a double so far this afternoon. He's got a 2-ball, no-strike count on him. From Tyler Mitchell. Mitchell has thrown 90 pitches through 5 innings of work, 61 strikes and 29 balls. Allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits. He struck out 9, has not walked a batter yet. Then Andrew Penny hits a single to right. So Scotty with a base runner on and Andrew Penny. That'll bring up Wyatt Nowak. Nowak's 0 for 2 in the contest. A ground out and a ground out. So runner on first. Nobody down here in the top of the 6th. Scotty's trailing it by 8. Count now of 1 ball, 1 strike on Wyatt Nowak, the Highland catcher. Nowak fouls that pitch back. Count now goes to 1-2. Correction, Nowak is playing first base this afternoon. Andrew Penny, who's on first base, is the Highland catcher here in game number 1. James Park, the third baseman in the on-deck circle for the Scotties. Nowak batting .366 on the season, 41 at-bats, 7 runs, 15 hits, 3 doubles, a homer, and 7 runs batted in. He's walked 4 times. Been hit once and struck out 8. Count now goes full at 3-2 on Wyatt Nowak. Bam, ball 4. A little bit of ambiance and sound here at the house. Scotty's with something going here in the top of the 6th. Runners on first and second with nobody down. And James Park, the Highland third baseman, at the plate. Park 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in the ball game. Park batting .238. 63 at-bats, 14 runs on 15 hits, 2 doubles, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in. He's walked 11 times, been hit once, lead the team in strikeouts with 15. Nope, he's second on the team in strikeouts with 15. And James Park strikes out for the 16th time this year. There's one down. That'll bring up Rob Ruzicka. Ruzicka with 0 for 2 in the contest. He struck out twice. One was the third strike dropped. First pitch to Rob is a strike, or is a ball, excuse me. Runners now at second and third for the Scotties, as they move to up 90 feet on a pass ball. So far, Rick, the pitchers for the Scotties started out with Jose Acosta. Acosta threw 6 2/3 inning of work, gave up 7 earned runs on 4 hits, walked 5, struck out 1, and gave up a grand slam homer. Josh Moore came in after him and did not retire a batter. And now the pitcher in the ballgame for the Scotties is Damian Vila. Vila he's worked 1 inning of work, allowed 1 earned run on 1 hit, has walked 3 and struck out 2. So hope that helps you. Scotties drive in another run. On the ground out to the third baseman. They trail by 7, 10-3. And again, we're running ahead of the video feed at Neosho, as their video feed seems to be in slow motion at the moment. Cody Houston at the plate, 0 for 2, a line drive and a drop third strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Cody. Runner at second base with 2 down here in the 6th. And Cody Houston strikes out, and that will end the side. We go to bottom of 6. It's the Panthers 10, the Scotties 3. We'll update the conference website and be right back. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Damian Villa has thrown 32 pitches since coming in relief. 17 strikes and 15 balls. And he's going to face Blake Tomasino. Tomasino 0 for 3 in the contest. A ground out, an error, and reached on a fly, has flied out twice. Tomasino flies out to Wyatt Miller out in the left. There's one down. That's going to bring up Josh Norland, who's 1 for 1. He doubled and 2 walks. And Norland doubles to left. And that'll drive in. Excuse me, that will have a runner at second base. Now batting is Cooper Minnick. Tomasino flied out to left for the first out of the inning. And Minnick, or Norland doubles to left. Tyler Wohler comes in the ball game to bat for Cooper Minnick. No strikes, no balls, 1 strike count on Tyler Wohler. Wohler, this is his first action of the year. There are no stats available for him on the conference website. You want to flip back over to the video? We want to. They're a half inning behind us. Okay. One ball, 1 strike count. Wohler flies out to center field. Cody Houston out there in the center this afternoon. 2 down. Runner on second for Neosho in the bottom of the 6th. 10-3 your score. As Highland picked up a run in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, Neosho hung an 8 spot on the board on the bottom of the 4th, then picked up 2 more here in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1 count to the batter, Will Clark. Clark's first action this afternoon. And he's quickly down the count, 0-2 to Damian Villa. Villa now with 41 pitches, 24 strikes and 17 balls since coming in relief. He's the 3rd picture of action for the Highland Scotties here in game number 1. Acosta started us off. Moore came in relief, and Villa came in the 5th inning. 1-2 count on the batter, Will Clark. Dylan Carrender in the on-deck circle. Should Clark extend inning? And he struck him out. So Damian Villa picks up the strikeout. We go to the top of the 7th. It's the Scotties trailing by 7, 10-3. Damian Vila with 3 strikeouts in the contest. He's got a grand total of 15 now in the year. Due up for the Panthers or due up for the Scotties in the top of the 7th. Will be Tony Nichols will lead us off, followed by Gates Glassell, and the top of the lineup in Logan Rycraft. And a new pitcher on the hill for the Panthers coming in is number 45, Trip Wright. Wright is a 5'9", 165-pound freshman out of Lawrence, Kansas. Wright with an ERA of 6.75. It's his 3rd appearance on the hill this year. He's worked 1 1/3 inning of work, giving up 1 earned run on 3 hits. He's walked none, struck out 2. Count goes 2-2 on Tony Nichols. Nichols batting 0 on the year. This is his 6th at bat of the season. 2 runs on no hits. He has struck out twice on the season. Count now goes full at 3-2. Nichols hits a single to right. His first hit of the season. Scotties have a runner on here in the top of the 7th with nobody down. That'll bring up Gates Glassell. Glassell 1 for 2 in the contest with a bunt and a single. And he hits a line drive to the second baseman for the first out. That'll bring up Logan Rycraft. Rycraft 0 for 2 in the contest. 2 strikeouts and a sac fly. Rycraft batting .259 on the season, 58 at bats, 16 runs on 15 hits, a double, 6 runs batted in. He's now leads the team in strikeouts with 18, counting the 2 in this game. And Rycraft hits a triple down the right field line. Tony Nichols will come around to score, and it's 10-4 in favor of the Scotties. Rycraft picking up his first three-bagger of the year, his 7th RBI of the season. And that'll bring up Wyatt Miller, who's 1 for 3. Miller reached on an error, singled, and hit into a fielder's choice. 3 trips. And Wyatt Miller hits a single out to shallow right field, and that'll score Rycraft. Scotty's now cut the lead to half at 10-5. Still 1 down, top of the 7th. The runner on first for the Scotties. Is Andrew Penny at the plate. Penny's 2 for 3 in the ball game. A double, a single, and a flyout. Wyatt Nowak in the on-deck circle for the Scotties. One ball, 2 strike count on the Highland catcher, Andrew Penny. Trip right on the hill, in relief, trying to shut down the Scotties here in the 7th. He's given up 2 runs. Penny singles to dead center field. Miller will advance to second on the play. So the Scotties now with runners on second and first with 1 down here in the 7th. And Wyatt Nowak at the plate, who's 0 for 2. A ground out, and a walk. First pitch to Nowak's a strike. Trip Wright, who came in the contest at the top of this inning, has thrown 16 pitches, 10 strikes, and 6 balls. Got 2-1 count on Wyatt Nowak, the Highland first baseman. Two-one pitch to Nowak. And again, we're running ahead of the video stream out of Chanute. That's the reason we're bringing you the picture here of the live stats this afternoon. As Wyatt Nowak hit the single to right center. Wyatt Miller will come around to score. Andrew Penny will stop at third. And the Scotties have got runners at the corners with 1 down here in the 7th. Scotties putting 3 runs on the board here in the top of the inning, as they trailed 8-3 coming in. Make that 10-3 coming in. And that'll bring James Park, third baseman, to the plate. James is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And again, I want to thank those of you that are tuned in with us. We're not planning on doing this afternoon, but we thought, well, if we can try to see what we can do, we might be able to do this on other way games for Highland when there's no sound available to play-by-play. So a pitching change for Neosho County as Drew Johnson is now on the hill as he replaces trip, who did not last the third, lasted only 1/3 of the inning. And Mitch Austin will come to the plate for the Scotties. Austin batting 176 on the season, 17 at bats, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 RBI on the year. He's walked 4 times, been hit once, and also has 3 strikeouts on the season. And down goes Mitch Austin. 2 down now here in the top of the 7th. Runners still at the corners for the Scotties. And Rob Ruzicka, who's 0 for 3 in the contest, at the plate. Ruzicka had reached on a drop third strike, has struck out swinging, and grounded out in 3 walks to the plate. Drew Johnson on the hill for Neosho. He's got an ERA of 1.42. He's got a record of 1-0. This is his 9th appearance of the season. He's got 4 saves on the year. He's pitched a 12 2/3 inning of work. 2 earned runs on 9 hits, 1 walk, and 14 strikeouts. Well, thank you very much, Tim. We're just trying this out here from home in Highland. See if we can bring this to you folks. Again, we're about a half an inning ahead of the video stream coming out of Chanute this afternoon. 1-2 to count to Rob Ruzicka. Ruzicka fouls that one back. The count remains 1-2. Ruzicka batting .326 on the season. 46 at bats, 8 runs on 15 hits, 2 doubles, a homer, and 11 runs batted in. He's got a slugging percentage of .435 and on base percentage of .426. He's walked 5 times, been hit 3 times. And Ruzicka strikes out for the 15th time this year. That'll end the ball game. Final score in 7. It's Neosho County 10, Highland 6. We'll do a little bit of work and we'll come back in about 20 minutes with game number 2 out of Chanute. You're watching the Sky Sports Network. And welcome back to the game number 2 of Neosho County, taking on your Highland Scotties from Chanute, Kansas. Russ, Karn, and Highland this afternoon, bringing you the play-by-play. Ivan Baida helping to get it put up over the internet. We're in the top of the first, 2 outs for the Scotties. As Highland sent Logan Rycraft, Wyatt Miller, and Andrew Penny. First base, Andrew Penny gets the hit. Or he has walked, excuse me. So Andrew at first base with 2 down. Mason Canop, the pitcher for Neosho here in game number 2. Canop with an ERA of 3.38, a 3-0 record. This is his 5th appearance of the season. He's worked 24 innings of work, giving up 9 earned runs on 26 hits, 7 walks, 15 strikeouts. He's given up 2 homers on the year. Now Wyatt Nowak at the plate. Nowak with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Nowak batting .366 on the season. And Nowak strikes out, and that'll retire the side. We go to bottom of 1 in Chanute. It's the Scotties 0, the Panthers 0. Thanks for sticking around with us this afternoon. Again, we're here in Highland, Kansas. We tried to hook into the video feed from the Neosho, but their video is running about a good inning behind the live stats, so we decided we would go ahead and bring you the live stat action. So again, bottom of the first inning, and on the hill for the Scotties will be Cody Rottinghouse. Rottinghouse, freshman out of Seneca, Kansas. I get Cody's lineup here. He's got an ERA of 13.50. He's got a 1-1 record. This is his 5th appearance on the hill of the year. His first game start, according to the stats out of the national office. He's worked a 9 1/3 inning of work, giving up 14 earned runs on 15 hits, 9 walks and 12 strikeouts on the year. He's given up 2 round trippers. And leading off for the Panthers will be Darian Abram, the center fielder. Darian Abrams, if I can find him real quickly, is batting .365 on the season. It's his 20th game of the year. 63 at-bats, 27 runs on 23 hits. 2 doubles, 2 triples, a homer, and 18 runs batted in. He's got 32 total bases on the season. 12 walks, 12 walks and 14 strikeouts on the year. And he's got an on-base percentage of .506 from the leadoff spot. For the Panthers here in the top of the first, it'll be Abram, Briley Ware, and Evan Bourne, the center fielder, third baseman, and right fielder for head coach Steve Murray down in Chanute. Dan Abrams steps in the batter's box. The first pitch to him from Cody Rottinghouse is a strike. Abram is a 5'8", 165-pound sophomore out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Cody Rottinghouse is a 6'4", 485-pound freshman out of Seneca, Kansas. Then he hits a single to right. Runner on first with nobody down in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Briley Ware. Ware, the third baseman, lead the team with a batting average of .557. 70 at bats, 44 runs on 39 hits, 12 doubles on the year, 3 triples, 7 homers, 37 runs batted in. He leads them in total bases with 78. He's walked 6 times, struck out 5, been hit 9 times so far this season. First pitch to him, taken for a strike. So Darian Abram at first base with nobody down in the bottom of the first. And he singled to right. Final score of game number 1 was Neosho 10, Highland 6. Panthers now 7-2 in conference, 18-2 overall. Scotties dropped to 2-7 in conference play, 6-15 on the season. These two teams will play in Highland on Saturday, and we'll be there to bring you both video and play-by-play from the community ballpark in Highland starting at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Briley Ware. And Ware flies out to right field. Tanner Dungan out there makes the catch. The runner at first will have to hold. 1 down, bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Evan Bourne. Bourne batting .388. Did a number 3 hold here this afternoon in game number 2. 67 at bats, 28 runs on 26 hits, 4 doubles, 5 homers, and 28 runs batted in. He's got 45 total bases. He's got a slugging percentage of .672 on the year, 14 strikeouts, 14 walks. Bourne's also 3 out of 3 in stolen bases on the season. Abram at first base is 4 for 4 in stolen bags on the year. No ball and 1 strike count to Evan Bourne. Foul ball back to count 0-2. Bourne again, a 6 foot, 385-pound sophomore out of Overland Park, Kansas. Batting in the number 3 spot, the starting right fielder for the Panthers of Neosho County Community College in Chanute, Kansas. And again, I know I said that wrong. He's 6'3", 185 pound, 87 pound freshman. Excuse me, a sophomore. As I'm flipping back and forth between my pages here. That pitch taken for a strike. Bourne goes down. There's 2 down. Rottinghouse now with 9 total pitches, 7 strikes, and 2 balls. And a strikeout in the contest. That'll bring up Tanner Tolliver, or Ryan Tolliver, the catcher. Tolliver batting .551 in the cleanup spot. 49 at-bats, 24 runs on 27 hits, 2 doubles, 5 homers, and 32 runs batted in. He's got a slugging percentage of .898 on the year, 20 walks, and 7 strikeouts. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Tolliver. Two and two now to count to Tolliver. Clean up batter. Aaron Dees in the on-deck circle for the Panthers should Tolliver extend the inning. Runner now at second base as Abrams steals the bag. His 5th stolen base of the year. Ball 3, the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Cody Ridinghouse on the hill. Andrew Penny behind the plate here in game number 2 for the Scotties. Tolliver is walked on a 3-2 pitch. Now there's runners at first and second. And Aaron Dees will come to the plate. Aaron Dees batting .339 on the season. 62 at bats, 20 runs on 21 hits. 5 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, and 24 runs batted in. He struck out 20 times coming into today's action. Walked 9 times, been hit 4 times. So the Panthers with runners at first and second and 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Still no score by either team. First pitch to him from Ridinghouse is taken for a ball. That pitch catches the top of the zone, foul back and out of play. The count evens out at 1 apiece. Glad to have those of you that are watching it this way. We're still ahead of the video feed coming out of Chanute. We may try to do this later on again and later in the year when we're not able to get to the away games, but bring you the live stats and a little play-by-play to go along. That way you can continue your work during the workday and still listen to the ball game. 1 and 2 now to count to Aaron Dees. As he fouls back pitch number 3. Again, these two teams will return home on Saturday at 1 o'clock from the community ballpark in Highland, as we'll bring you the video and play-by-play. Lady Scotties softball will have their live stats coming up on video action on Saturday and Sunday. They'll be in Hutchins or being Heston on Saturday, in Hutch on Sunday. I've got video links. Fly ball out to center field where Cody Houston makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to top of 2. It's Highland 0, Neosho County 0. I'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Yes, I did, Jonathan. Oh. You changed that or today? Due up for the Scotties here in the top of the second inning will be Rob Ruzicka batting in the number 5 hole. Cody Houston, the center fielder, and James Parks, the third baseman. First pitch taken by Rob Ruzicka is a strike. Mason Canop has thrown 17 pitches, 11 strikes, and 6 balls through 1 inning of work. Rob Ruzicka at the plate, batting .326 on the year. Scotties with a team batting average of .246. Panthers at the top of the conference with a team batting average of .389. Ruzicka fouls that pitch back. Count goes to 1-2. That pitch foul back and out of play, and the count now stays at 1-2. Ruzicka again with 15 hits on the season, the 2 doubles, a triple, and 11 RBIs on the year. He's got a power percentage of .436, and he goes down swinging for the 15th time this season. Cody Houston now to play with 1 down. Cody batting again a .116 on the season. 43 at bats, 6 runs on 5 hits, a double. No RBIs yet on the year. He takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. That pitch catches his own. The count now 1-2 on Houston. Mason Canop again with an ERA of 3.38. Seven walks and 15 strikeouts on the season and 24 innings of work, according to the stats off the national website. He's got a perfect 3-0 record. It's his 5th start of the year. He's got 1 complete game under his belt. James Park in the on-deck circle for the Scotties. Defensive alignment for the Panthers here in game number 2. Nate Crossman is in the left. Darian Abram is in center. Evan Bourne is in right. Third base is Bradley Ware. Your shortstop is Josh Norland. Chad Thomas is at second. Aaron Dees at first. Ryan Tolliver behind the plate. And Mason Canop on the hill. 2 down now in the inning. And James Park at the plate. As Cody Houston grounds out to the shortstop. 1-2 now to count. On the third batter here in the Highland second, James Park. Park fouls that pitch back. James batting .238 on the year. 11 walks, 15 strikeouts on the season coming at today's action. One-two pitch. Bad strike, 3 struck him out. So the Scotties go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the second. We go to bottom of 2. We're still scoreless down at Chanute. We'll be back in a second. You're listening to the Scotties Sports Network. Due up for Neosho here in the bottom of the second inning. Blake Tomasino, Josh Norland, and Nate Crossman, the 6, 7, and 8 batters in their lineup. Facing Cody Rottinghouse, who threw 19 pitches in the first inning of work. 7 balls and 12 strikes. He allowed no runs on 1 hit. And he has not struck out a batter. He have struck out a batter. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. Blake Tomasino is a 6'2", 280-pound sophomore out of Greeley, Colorado. Who will lead off the inning. And the first pitch to him from Rottinghouse is a strike. That pitch misses outside. The count evens out at 1-1. Basically what we're doing is we were trying to get the video feed out of Chanute this afternoon. We had it for a while. It's still ongoing if you want to jump over there and watch the video. It has no sound, and they're running about an inning behind on the video feed out of Chanute down at Hudson Field. We can go back and forth between the live stats here from the Highland dugout, or we can go from the video stream on the Neosho site. But we'll give you a little bit of sound, a little bit of knowing of what's going on in case you want to continue on your work day and listen to a broadcast, basically an audio broadcast with a little bit of visual action. 3-2 to count now to Blake Tomasino. The leadoff batter here in the bottom of the second. Panthers took the first contest 10-6 over the Scotties. Again, both teams will come to Highland this Saturday at 1 o'clock. We'll bring you both of those contests over to Sky Sports Network video and play-by-play. And we take a quick peek at the video from down at Chanute a moment, let's see how far they're behind on us. They're down in the bottom of the first with Chanute batting, with Neosho batting. 3-2 to count now on Tomasino. We're about an inning ahead of them, but they're no longer in slow motion. They're back to normal. So if you want to jump back over and watch the live stream of the video, you're welcome to do that, or stay right here with us. We'll kind of flip back and forth from time to time. 3-2 to count. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the second, Blake Tomasino. That pitch foul back. Now the pitch count now, guys, goes to 9 on the batter. Here's the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming. That pitch foul back and out of play. Cody Rottinghouse, 28 total pitches. 18 strikes and 10 balls so far in the contest. Through an inning of work. Comes to an agreement with Andrew Penny behind the plate. David DeBelimer for the Scotties. Wyatt Miller in left. Cody Houston in center. Tanner Dungan in right. James Park at third. Logan Rycraft at short. Gates Glassell at second. Wyatt Nowak at first. And Andrew Penny behind the plate. Tomasino fouls back another pitch. Here comes the 11th pitch of the at-bat. Make it the 12th pitch at bat as he fouled back another. I'm not seeing a bat that goes this far. A 12th pitch coming. Battle going on between Rottinghouse and Tomasino. Another foul ball back. And that one went off at the bottom of the screen. Six foul balls in a row make it 7 as he fouls back another one. So something's got to give here. We'll have to see who blinks first. This pitch taking a little more time. And the ball pops up to the left fielder, Wyatt Miller. And Miller will make the catch. And the leadoff batter in the bottom of the second is out after right at 14 pitches. Josh Norland now at the plate. Norland's first pitch to him is outside for a ball. Norland at the plate, the starting shortstop for Neosho County. Again, Norland batting. If I can find it real quickly. Norland batting .354. 48 at-bats, 18 runs on 17 hits, 3 doubles, a triple. 15 runs batted in. Count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Norland, a 5'10", 168-pound freshman out of Wichita. Count now goes to 3-1. Pitch foul back. The count now goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Is Rottinghouse throwing a lot of pitches here in the second inning. And Norland walks. Runner on first, 1 down. That'll bring up Nate Crossman. Crossman is a 6'1", 190-pound freshman out of Derby, Kansas. Batting .250 on the year, 36 at-bats in 16 or 18 ball games. 10 runs on 9 hits, 1 double, 12 runs batted in. 5 walks, 9 strikeouts. He's been hit once. He's 4 for 4 in stolen bases once he gets on the bag. Norland, who's on first base, is also 4 for 4 in stolen bases on the year. First pitch to Crossman is a strike from Rottinghouse. Rottinghouse with 12 strikeouts on the season. Make it 13. He's got 1 here in this contest. He's walked 2 so far through an inning and a third of work. Cody's thrown 41 total pitches, make it 42 for 27 strikes and 15 balls. That pitch misses outside. Count goes to 1-2. Crossman strikes out. Rottinghouse now with 2 strikeouts in the contest. That'll bring up Chad Thomas. Thomas, the second baseman here in game number 2 for Neosho. Thomas batting .319 on the year, 47 at-bats in 20 ball games. 19 runs on 15 hits, 5 doubles, 1 homer, 9 runs batted in. He's walked 9 times, struck out 7 times. Rottinghouse has him with 1 ball and no strike. Josh Norland at second base as he goes to second on a wild pitch. That was Rottinghouse's 5th wild pitch of the year. Two balls and no strikes to Chad Thomas. Batting in the number 9 spot. Thomas hits a double to left right center. That scores Josh Norland, and Neosho is up 1-0. A 2-out double to right center by Chad Thomas. And the Panthers lead your Scotties by the count of 1-0 here at the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Darian Abram. Abram, the center fielder, 1 for 1 in the contest with a single. Abram batting .365. In the leadoff spot here this afternoon. One ball and 1 strike count to Darian Abram. Abram again, a 5'8", 165-pound sophomore out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thomas at second base, who doubled to right center with 2 down here in the inning. Driving across the first run on the board as he knocked in Josh Norland. Norland led the inning off with a walk and then went to second on a wild pitch. Darian Abram flies out to the right fielder, Tanner Dungan, and that'll end the inning. But the Panthers leave 1 on the base pads. They get 1 on the board. We go top of 3. Neosho 1, Highland 0. We're back in a second. You're watching and listening to the Scotty Sports Network. Final from Independence. Fort Scott defeats the Independence Pirates this afternoon by the count of 2-1 in game number 2 down there. Excuse me. That's in game number 2, I believe. I'll double check here as I back off from their Twitter feed this afternoon. No, they are still in game number 1. They started at 2 o'clock. So after 7 innings, it's 2-1 Fort Scott. And they are still in game number 1. Or correction, no, that would be a final. Fort Scott defeats Indy 2-1 in the first contest, which is a 7-inning contest this afternoon. Two balls and 1 strike count to Tanner Dungan, who's leading us off in the top of the 3rd. Tanner, the 6'3", 180-pound freshman out of Omaha. He grounds out to the second baseman for out number 1. That'll bring up Gates Glassell. Glassell, starting second baseman here in game number 2. Gates is a 5'9", 160-pound sophomore out of Valley Falls. Glassell batting .071 on the year. 14 at-bats, 5 runs on 1 hit, 1 RBI, 6 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And he's now picked up his 5th strikeout of the year as he strikes out there. 2 down, top of 3. Logan Rycroft now at the plate. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out earlier in back in the first inning. Rycroft, 5'8", 170-pound freshman out of Mount Vernon, Missouri. Rycroft batting .259, starting shortstop for Scotties this year. Quickly down the count 0-2. Wyatt Miller in the on-deck circle for the Scotties should Rycroft extend the inning. And the 0-2 pitch to Rycroft. As I'm waiting on the stats to update. And Rycroft hits a single out to the shallow center. We'll bring up Wyatt Miller. Miller 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the contest. Scotties trailing Neosho by 1, top of the 3rd inning. And a 2-out single will bring Wyatt Miller to the plate. Miller 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strikeout called is what it was. Wyatt batting .318 on the season. Takes the first pitch in the zone for a strike. Andrew Penny, the catcher, in the on-deck circle. I'll get you the defensive alignment for Highland here in the top of the inning, or in the bottom of the inning. Logan Rycroft is caught stealing second base. And that'll retire the side. We go to bottom of 3. It's Neosho 0, Highland 0. Correct, Neosho 1, Highland 0. We'll be back in a second. In the outfield for the Scotties, Wyatt Miller in left, Cody Houston in center, Tanner Dungan in right, James Park at third, Logan Rycroft is short, Gage Glassell at second, Wyatt Nowak at first, Andrew Penny behind the plate, and Cody Rottinghouse, who has thrown 49 pitches through 2 innings of work. 31 strikes and 18 balls. Cody's given up just 2 hits, 1 earned run. He's walked 2 and struck out 2 so far in the contest. He's going to face Briley Ware, Evan Bourne, and Ryan Tolliver, the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the Neosho County lineup. And again, I want to thank those of you that are staying with us. Again, the live feed from Neosho, you can go on the conference website. I have a link available there for the video. There is no sound on it, and they are running about an inning behind the live stats, so we're trying this here. We're going to bring you the video and stay with it, but we'd be here doing this an extra hour or so by the time the games are over with, so we went to the live stats. Briley Ware plate with an 0-1 count. Oh, and 2 count now to Briley Ware. Ware again, batting .559, which leads the Jayhawk Conference. Ware 0 for 1 in the contest with a flyout. He's down to count to Rottinghouse 0-2. Ware strikes out. That'll bring up Evan Bourne. Bourne 0 for 1 in the contest with a strikeout swinging. Rottinghouse now with 3 Ks in the contest, 2 walks in 2 and a third inning of work. Evan Bourne batting .388. In the number 3 spot for the Panthers this afternoon here in game number 2. Games 3 and 4 will be in Highland this weekend. On Saturday, starting at 1 o'clock at the community ballpark. We'll be up there bringing you play-by-play with video and audio. Count goes to 1-2 now. One ball, 2 strike to count to Evan Bourne. Ball misses outside. The count goes to 2-2. And Evan Bourne strikes out for the second time in the contest. That'll bring up Ryan Tolliver. Tolliver is 0 for the contest with a walk. Tolliver grounds out to second baseman Glates Glasgow. And that retires the side. We go to top of 4. It's the Panthers 1, the Scotties 0 here in game number 2 from Chanute. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Rick Eberly got tossed in game number 1, so Coach will sit out this game, and I believe game number 3 when they come to Highland this Saturday. I believe it's a 2-game suspension when you get tossed. And again, on the live video stream at Chanute, Highland just coming to bat. So they might have increased their bandwidth. Not sure if they've caught up with us or not. They have top of 4. We're in the top of the 4th on the live stats. And I believe they're in the top of the 3rd. No, they're top of 4. Oh, okay. Andrew Penny now at the plate. Penny with a walk in the contest. One down in the inning after Wyatt Miller grounds out to the second baseman to lead off the inning. 1 down in the top of the 4th. Still down by 1. And again, if we were watching the live video stream and we were waiting for that to get done, we're going to be about 20, 30 minutes ahead of those. Andrew Penny singles to right. Scotties have a runner on here with 1 down in the top of 4th. That'll bring up Wyatt Nowak, who's 0 for 1 in the contest with a strikeout swinging. Mason Knopt has gone 3 1/3 innings of work, 43 total pitches, 32 strikes, and 11 balls. He's given up no runs on 2 hits and 3 1/3 innings of work, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And Wyatt Nowak, starting first baseman for the Scotties here in this contest, at the plate with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. But again, I want to thank the 3 hardy souls that have stayed with us this afternoon. Hope you're getting a little bit of information from us here. If you can't watch the screen, at least you can hear what's going on.
Looks like a double play coming.
Could be. One and one to count to Wyatt Nowak. Nowak gets a line drive to center field. And the force out at first on the line drive double play. Retires the side. Oh, your video's ahead of mine over here. That's what it is.
No,
Oh, on Twitter. Oh. Ivan's cheating. He's watching on Twitter what's going on and saw that the play-by-play over there was about 10 seconds ahead of what I've got here. And that's known as cheating. We go to the top of the fourth. Correction, we go to the... Yeah, we're still in the top of the fourth. Wyatt Nowak at the plate. There's your double play. As it finally popped up on the screen. 1-0 Neosho in the bottom of the fourth. Not sure we'll do this again. I've got more information. I got more things I got to get you done in the afternoons on this, and checking these live stats. People can follow those pretty well, but at least we're trying it today. We thought we could stay with the live video. Found out that their video stream was not stable and it would buffer and then jump. So we thought we'd try this, but we won't give up on you. We've got 5 more innings to go. As you can hear, my dog in the background is getting excited. At least it's not going to be 7.5 hours like it was the other night. Last ball game at home, last doubleheader against Labette. We were at the ballpark from noon to 8:30. And we had 7.5 hours of baseball in between that. That was a long, long broadcast. Aaron Dees grounds out. There's one down here in the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring up Blake Tomasino. Tomasino's 0 for 1 in the contest with a flyout. He's their DH this afternoon here in game number 2, facing Cody Rottinghouse. Cody's thrown 84 total pitches. Make that 64 total pitches, 42 strikes and 22 balls, giving up 1 run on 2 hits. Tomasino grounds out to third baseman, James Park. Now there's 2 down. Final of game number 1 was 10-6 in favor of Neosho. Scotty's fell behind 10-2 and made a run at him in the top of the 7th. Neosho County now 7-2 on the year, or 7-2 in conference play, I should say. You can follow the live stats on Twitter also if you have the means to. Search for Highland Athletics. The live stats out of the dugout will automatically come up on Twitter for you. Two and two count on the batter, Josh Norladow. Two down, bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Panthers. And New Orleans hit the single out to shallow center. Third hit of the ball game for the Panthers. They've got a runner on with two down here in the bottom of the fourth. Nate Crossman comes to the plate. Crossman 0 for 1 with a strikeout called. So a two-out single giving up by Cody Rottinghouse. Scotty with no runs on 2 hits, no errors. Panthers 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. Their run came in the second inning. There's Nate Crossman hits a double to right field. As Josh Norland will come in to score, it's 2-0 Neosho County. Chad Thomas now to the plate. 1 for 1 with a double. Cody Rottinghouse still on the hill. Delivers the 0-1 pitch to Chad Thomas. Runner at second. Two down, bottom of 4. One ball, 2 strikes, not a count. Rottinghouse about to throw his 75th pitch of the contest. And it still appears we are still ahead of the video stream coming out of Chanute. Chad Thomas at the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 for 1 in the contest with a double. Also got an RBI on the day. Thomas grounds out to Gates Glassell at second, and that'll return to the side. Panthers leave 1 on the base pad. They get 1 on the board in the bottom of the fourth. We go top of 5. It's the Panthers 2, the Scotties 0. You're listening to the Scotty Sports Network. Rob Ruzicka will lead us off here at the top of the 5th. Rob's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. Mason Knopp on the hill. 46 total pitches through 4 innings of work. 34 balls and 34 strikes and 12 balls. Mason Knopp has thrown 4 innings of work, given up no earned runs on 2 hits, walked 1 and struck out 5. and Robert Zicka will lead us off here with the 0 and 0 for 1 on the contest with a strikeout swinging. And taking a little bit to bring up the top of the inning, I imagine we're either having a pitching change or some other discussion. But I don't see a substitution on the live stats yet. And it's too early for the 7th inning stretch. And now we're back to live action. Robert Zicka flied out to center is what the issue was. Cody Houston now to play with a 1 ball, no strike. Houston 0 for 1 in the contest with a ground out. James Park, the third baseman, in the on-deck circle. 1-1 now to count on Cody Houston. One and 2 to Houston. Two to nothing your score in the game number 2. We're in the top of the 5th, heading for 9. Scotties fell in game number 1 by the count of 10-6. Cody Houston strikes out, looking. And that'll bring up James Park. Park 0 for 1 in the contest with a strikeout swinging. And 1 ball count, 1 ball and 1 strikeout on James Park. Tanner Dungan in the on-deck circle for the Scotties. 2-1 now to count to Park. Two and 2 now to count. Foul ball back. The count goes to 2 and 2 again. Mason Knopf on the hill again. 58 total pitches, 42 strikes, and 10 balls so far. Or make that 16 balls so far in the contest. Fouls that pitch back. The count stays at 2 and 2. Here comes the 7th pitch at the bat. Pitch taken for a ball. The count now goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the 5th. Nobody on for the Scotties as they trail Neosho County Panthers 2-0 here in game number 2. And James Park pops up to the shortstop, and that'll retire the side. Scotties go 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Neosho. Cody Routinghouse returns to the hill for the bottom of the 5th inning. He will face Darian Abram, who is 1 for 2 in the contest, a single and a fly out. Routinghouse now with 76 total pitches, 50 strikes and 26 balls. Giving up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts through 4. And if we lose the 2 of you that are watching, we're going to call it an afternoon. Because Neosho with the video's got 15. And their video is back up to speed, but they're still trailing. They're in the bottom of the 5th. And that's where we're at. They're in the bottom of 4? Okay. Well, the scoreboard says 5. Not sure exactly how to take the scoreboard there at Neosho. They've had 4 balls and no strikes for most of the ball game on their screen. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Darian Abram leading us off here in the bottom of the 5th. In a 2-0 lead. Abram grounds out to the second baseman, Gates Glasgow for out number 1. That'll bring up Briley Ware. Ware 0 for 2 in the contest with a fly out and a strikeout. Swinging. Ware with the grand slam home run in the bottom of the 4th to take the 10-6 victory over the Highland Scotties in game number 1. That was Ware's 8th home run of the season. Neosho County game with the top 2 batting averages in the JL Conference. Ware at 557, Tolliver at 551. Ware hits a single. He's now at first base with 1 down. That'll bring up Evan Bourne. Bourne 0 for 2 in the contest, 2 strikeouts, both of them swinging. One ball, 1 strike to count to Evan Bourne. Coming up on the 4:48 mark here in northeast Kansas, Central Time. 2-1 to count. Runner at second for Neosho. Briley Ware moved to second on a wild pitch after singling to right. 3-1 to count now from Cody Rottinghouse. 3-1 to Bourne. And he walks on ball 4. Runners now at first and second for the Panthers with one down here in the 5th. And Ryan Tolliver at the plate. He's 0 for 1 officially. A walk and a ground out. 2 trips. Cody Rottinghouse now 87 total pitches, 57 strikes and 30 balls. So Ryan Tolliver coming to the plate. As again, we're either having a conversation or waiting for the stats to reshuffle through. Again, it could be a pitching change, but we'll have to wait for the confirmation on the live stats. As Rottinghouse has gone about as far as he's done for the season. Rottinghouse still on the hill, and Ryan Tolliver hits into a line or lines out to the left fielder. And there's a force out at second of Briley Ware. So the Scotties get out of the inning with a double play. Is what took place. A line drive to left. Wyatt Miller through to second base for the force out. And the Scotties get that 7-4 double play. Tanner Dungan will lead us off here in the top of the 6th with 0 for 1, a ground out. As Mason Knopp, has thrown 60 total pitches, 43 strikes, and 17 balls. Held the Scotties to just 2 hits in the contest. Again, don't forget we'll be back on the air on Saturday with Scotty Baseball as they host Neosho County at the Community Ballpark in town. 1 o'clock start. For games 3 and 4 of this 4-game series in the Jayhawk Conference and Region 6 Division 1. Tanner Dungan hits a solo homer to right field. And the Scotties draw within 1 on a leadoff homer, again by Tanner Dungan, here in the top of the 6th. Gates Glasgow will now be at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. Tanner's home run was his 2nd of the season, his 9th RBI on the year, in 32 at-bats. Logan Rycraft now at the plate after Gates Glassell grounds out to the shortstop for 1 out. Rycraft 1 for 2 in the contest, a ground out and a single. And he promptly grounds out to the Rycraft now at the plate with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Scotty's down by 1, top of the 6th, heading for 9 here in game number 2. Panthers picked up a run in the second and picked up a run in the fourth. Highland with their first run of the ball game here on a solo homer by Tanner Dungan. 3-2 now to count. Correction, make that 3-1 now to count to Rycraft. First kink in the armor of Mason Canop this afternoon. He's thrown 5 in the third innings of work. Rycraft hits the double to left. That'll bring up Wyatt Miller. Again, Mason Canop has thrown 5 in the third innings of work, allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, a walk, giving up that 1 homer. Rycraft doubles to left, and the Scotties still have something going here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Down by 1, 2-1. Wyatt Miller is 0 for 2 with a strikeout called and a ground out. He's at the plate now with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Wyatt Miller hits a single to right. Logan Rycroft will stop at third. So the Scotties with runners at the corners with 1 down here. Tying run 90 feet from the plate. And Andrew Penny, the catcher, come up. Andrew 0 for 1 officially. He's walked and singled and 2 walks up to the plate. Wyatt Miller goes to second on the throw as they tried to throw to third base to get to Rycraft and couldn't get it done. Andrew Penny at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strike. Scotty's putting pressure on Mason Canop here in the top of the 6th with 2 on and 1 out. The tying run at third. And the lead run at second. Pitch catches the corner and count goes to 1-1. Andrew Penny leads the Scotties with a batting average of .426 on the season. 47 at bats, 7 runs on 20 hits, 4 doubles, 4 doubles and a homer. 14 runs batted in. He's walked 7 times, struck out 10 on the season. He's got a slugging percentage of .574. 3-1 out of count to Andrew Penny. So hitter's pitch coming. Mm-hmm. 3-2 to count. Runners will have to hold for contact on the bases with just 1 out in the inning. Here comes the payoff pitch to Penny. And it must be a long windup. Andrew Penny hits a sacrifice fly to center. That will score Rycraft. We're tied at 2. So Andrew gets his RBI. Scotties have tied the ball game up at 2 here in the top of the 6th. 2 down and a runner on second. And Wyatt Nowak at the plate. Nowak 0 for 2 with a strikeout swinging and a line drive out. Oh and 1 to count to Nowak. Scotties again 6 and 15 on the season. They're 2 and 7 in conference play after dropping game number 1. Panthers now 18 and 2 on the year, 7 and 2 in conference play, and still undefeated at home at 16 and 0. The Scotties have tied up game number 2 here in the top of the 6th with 2 down and a runner on second. And Wyatt Nowak at the plate. Wyatt Nowak grounds out to the shortstop, and that'll end the inning. Scotties put 2 on the board in the 6th. We tie it up. We go to bottom of 6th. 2-2 tie. Jace Burdett now in the ball game, replacing Cody Rottinghouse. Rottinghouse went 5 innings of work, allowed 2 earned runs on 5 hits, walked 3, and struck out 4. And Jace Burdett at the plate, or on the hill, excuse me. Burdett comes in with a ERA of 9.92, 2 wins and 2 losses on the year. This is his 8th appearance on the hill. 16 and 1/3 inning of work, 18 earned runs on 19 hits, 16 walks and 18 strikeouts. He's hit 6, which leads the team. And he's going to face Blake Tomasino, Josh Norland, and Nate Crossman, the 6, 7, and 8 batters in the Panther lineup here in the bottom of the 6th. And Tomasino steps in 0 for 2 in the contest with a fly out and a ground out. Tomasino batting .350. The DH here in game number 2. And we picked up another viewer. Glad to have you watching this afternoon over Sky Sports Network. Again, we're trying to do the remote broadcast from the games down in Chanute. You can still go to the JR Conference website on the baseball schedule and watch the game from down yonder, but they're running about a half an inning or an inning behind us. Tomasino hits a single up the gut, and that'll score Aaron Dees. And the Panthers have taken a 3-2 lead here. Dees led off the inning with a double off of Jace Burdett, who's now in relief of Cody Rottinghouse. Josh Norland at the plate is 1 for 1 officially with a single and a walk in 2 trips. He scored twice in the contest. Tomasino steals second base. So they got runners at second with nobody down. Two balls and 1 strike to count to Josh Norland, the Neosho County shortstop. Rottinghouse left the ball game in a 2-2 tie as Jace Burdett came in at the bottom of this inning. Norland is walked. Now there's runners on first and second. Still nobody down in the bottom of the 6th for the Panthers. They've already got 1 run across here on the board. Jace Burdett has given up a double, a single, and a walk. In the first 3 batters he's faced, 11 total pitches. 5 strikes and 6 balls. .508 in the afternoon here in northeast Kansas. Nate Crossman now at the plate. Crossman 1 for 2, a strikeout called and a double. Crossman out to plate. First pitch to him is a strike. Three-two-year score, bottom of the 6th. 2 on with nobody down here for Neosho County. Panthers out of Chanute, Kansas. Crossman reaches base on a throwing error by the pitcher, Burdett. The bases are now loaded with nobody down. Panthers with a big inning in the game number 1. They hung 8 on the board in the bottom of the 4th and came away with a 10-6 victory. And they're in the verge of busting this one open here in the bottom of the 6th also. They've got 1 run across already. And Chad Thomas, who's 1 for 2 in the contest with a double and a ground out at the plate. And the first to Chad Thomas is the ball or two strikes. Bases loaded, nobody down, 2-strike count on your batter. And the stats are taking a little bit of time here to process. Chad Thomas hits a single. That'll drive in another run. Make that drive in 2 more runs. Panthers are up now 5-2, with runners at first and second. And Darian Abram at the plate. Abram 1 for 3 in the ball game. A single, a fly out, and a ground out. Facing Jace Burdett, who's in relief of Cody Rottinghouse, who went the first 5 innings. And left the ball game with a 2-2 tie. Abrams with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Isn't this exciting, Ivan? Abrams hit the line drive to the second baseman, to Gates Glasgow for a double play and an out. 2 down. The runner at first. So the Scotties dodge a bullet there as Gates Glasgow with the double play. And that'll bring up Briley Ware, the third baseman. Ware 1 for 3 in the contest. Fly out, a strikeout swinging, and a single. So Briley Ware will step in. And he hits the ball to the shortstop. Rycraft goes to Gates Glasgow for the force out at second. That'll retire the side. Panthers put 3 on the board in the bottom of the 6th. We go to top of 7, heading for 9. It's 5-2 Neosho. Rob Ruzicka, Cody Houston, and James Park due up for the Scotties, the 5, 6, and 7 batter in the Highland lineup. Here in game number 2, Ruzicka 0 for 2 in the contest with a strikeout swinging and a flyout. Facing Mason Canop, who's thrown 79 total pitches through 6 innings of work, 55 strikes and 24 balls. He's given up 1 or 2 earned runs on 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 6, giving up a solo homer to Tanner Dungan. And he leads Rob Ruzicka off with a ball. Ruzicka pops up to the first baseman, Aaron Dees, for out number 1. That'll bring up Cody Houston. Cody's 0 for 2 in the contest. grounded out, took a third strike call. We're staying right around 3 or 4 of you folks that are staying with us this afternoon. I appreciate that. Again, we're trying something different here. We're in Highland, Kansas, as the video coming out of Neosho does not have any sound on it. And they were lagging throughout the afternoon, so they're running behind on what the live stats are. So I appreciate those of you that came over to our side and stayed for a while. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Cody Houston. Cody hits a single up the gut. Highland with a base runner on here in the top of the 7th with 1 down. James Parks will now come to the plate. James is 0 for 2 in the contest. Went down swinging and flied out. Parks reaches base on a fielder's choice as Cody Houston is forced out at second. That'll bring up Tanner Dungan. Dungan with a solo homer last time at the plate. 1 for 2 in the contest. He grounded out before that. Dungan with his 2nd round tripper of the season. Back in the 2nd inning. As he had a solo shot driving into 1. Dungan 0-1 in the count. Scotties have used 2 pitchers in the contest, Cody Rottinghouse and Jace Burdett. Mason Canop has gone the distance for the Panthers. Count now goes 2-2 on Tanner Dungan. Canop again with 2 earned runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He's worked 6 2/3 inning of work. Count now full on Tanner Dungan. Runner on second with the pass ball. James Parks now at second base. Park again reached on a fielder's choice. Tanner Dungan hits a triple. That scores Parks from second. As Dungan hit one up to left center. Tanner's now 2 for 3 in the contest with a homer and a triple and a ground out. Gates Glassell at the plate, 0 for 2 in the contest. A ground out and a strikeout swinging. The Scottish trail the Panthers by the count of 5-3 here in the top of the 7th, heading for 9. Fort Scott defeated Independence this afternoon, 2-1 in game number 1. Indy is leading the Greyhounds 5-1 after 2 innings in game number 2. Gage Glasgow grounds out to the shortstop, and that ends the run by Highland in the 7th. We go to bottom of 7. It's the it's the Panthers 5. It's Scotty's 3. Jace Burdetta back to work his second inning of work. He gave up 3 earned runs on 3 hits in the 6th. Walked 1 and has struck out none. And he's going to face Evan Bourne, Ryan Tolliver, and Aaron Dees, the 3, 4, and 5 batters in the Panther lineup. I jumped over to the video feed out of Chanute, and they still say they're in the 5th. And the score is 2-0 on their scoreboard. So good luck with that one. I'm not sure what inning the video is in, but be bottom of the 6th. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Tolliver now at the plate. Tolliver is hit by, Evan Bourne was hit by a pitch. And he's now at first base with nobody down. In the bottom of the 7th, going for 9. Tolliver now at the plate, the catcher for the Panthers. 0 for 2 in the contest with a walk, a ground out, and a line drive out. We've got a pitching change for the Scotties. Ben Jones is now coming into the lineup for Highland. Tolliver singles to left. Evan Bourne will hold up at second base, and the Panthers have got runners at first and second. Nobody down in the bottom of the 7th. And Jace Burdett leaves the hill. Burdett threw an inning in relief, gave up 3 earned runs on 3 hits, walked 1, struck out none. In place of Cody Rottinghouse. Rottinghouse, through the first 5 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, left the ball game with a 2-2 tie. He struck out 4 and walked 3 in the day. And Aaron Dees at the plate, 1 for 3. Fly out, a ground out, and a double. And a 3-ball, no-strike count from Ben Jones. Jones gets the ball across. Aaron Dees now at the plate. Count of 3-1. Dees reaches base on a fielder's choice. As the ball was hit to the third baseman, Parks went to third base unassisted for the put out. That'll bring up Blake Tomasino. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. A fly out, a ground out, and a single. Panthers with runners on first and second, one down here in the bottom of the seventh, and a 2-run lead, 5-3. They led 2-0 after 4. Scotties put 2 on the board in the sixth. Panthers came back with 3 in the bottom of the sixth. Highland with a solo run in the top of the seventh. Blake Tomasino at the plate, the DH. Pitch foul back. The count stays at 0-2. Count out 1-2. A reminder, these two teams play in Highland this coming Saturday at 1 o'clock. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play from the community ballpark uptown on your regular Scotty link. Count remains 1-2 strikes. The seventh pitch, make that the seventh pitch of the at-bat, coming to Blake Tomasino. Tomasino takes the next pitch for a ball. Now count now goes 2-2. Ryan Tolliver at second, Aaron Dees at first for Neosho County. Now the count goes full at 3-2. Here comes the ninth pitch of the at-bat from Ben Jones. Three balls, 2 strikes to count. Waiting for the stats to refresh here in front of us. It's Tomasino at the plate. He's 1 for 3. Tomasino grounds out to the pitcher. He throws to the first baseman for the out. There's 2 down in the inning. Runners move up on the play. Josh Norland flies out to center fielder. Cody Houston to end the bottom half of the 7. We go top of 8. It's the Neosho County Panthers 5, the Highland Scotties 3. Game number 2. Neosho took the first one, 10-6. Be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Logan Rycroft will lead us off. Rycroft, excuse me, will lead us off here in the top of the eighth. Logan 0 for 3 in the contest. Irwin got 2 for 3, a ground out, a single, and a double. And we've got a new pitcher on the hill for the Panthers in Riley Ulrich. Mason Knopf threw 7 innings of work, gave up 3 earned runs on 7 hits. He struck out 6, walked 1, and gave up a solo homer. Rycroft grounds out to the second baseman, Chad Thomas, for out number 1. And that'll bring up Wyatt Miller, 1 for 3 in the contest. He had a single, a ground out, and was called out looking. Miller hits a single to left. Make that a single to right. And that'll bring up Andrew Penny, the catcher. Andrew's 1 for 1 in the contest officially. He's got a sacrifice fly, a single, and a walk in 3 trips to the plate. And Riley Ulrich leads him off with a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Andrew Penny. Wyatt Miller at first base with 1 down here in the top of the 8th. We're going to 9. Scotty trailed it by 2 here in game number 2. They lost the first one by a count of 10-6 after being down 10-2. Andrew Penny strikes out swinging. That'll bring up Wyatt Nowak. Nowak 0 for 3. Strikeout swinging, line drive, and a ground out. 3 trips. So the Scotties with the tying run at the plate. 2 down here in the 8th. Nowak with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Oh and 2 now to Nowak. Nowak strikes out for the second time in the contest, and that'll end the top half of the 8th. We go to bottom of 8. Panthers 5, Scotties 3. We're in game number 2. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Welcome back. Nate Crossman at the plate. The starting left fielder for Neosho County here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Leading it off, will 1 for 3. Strikeout called, double, and reached on an error. 3 trips to the plate. He's also got an RBI on the day. He's down in the count here to Ben Jones, 1-2. Two balls and 2 strikes out of count to the leadoff batter here in the 8th for the Neosho Panthers, Nate Crossman. Chad Thomas in the on-deck circle. 3-2 now to count. Ben Jones on the hill in relief of Jace Burdett, who came in and placed Rottinghouse for Scotties. There's a single to right. The Panthers have a runner on here with nobody down in the 8th. And Chad Thomas now at the plate. 2 for 3. A double, a ground out, and a single. 3 trips. Facing Ben Jones, who's thrown 25 total pitches, 13 strikes, and 12 balls. Don't forget, we'll be back on the air on Saturday as these two teams will come to Highland for games 3 and 4 of their 4-game series. Nate Crossman takes second base on a wild pitch by Ben Jones. Count stays at 1-1 now on the batter, Chad Thomas, the second baseman. 1 o'clock start on Saturday between Neosho County and Highland from the community ballpark uptown. Thomas hits a single out to right field. Nate Crossman will take third base on the play. So now the Panthers have runners at the corners and nobody down here in the 8th. Panthers hung 8 on the board in the bottom of the 4th in game number 1 to take a 10-6 victory. They led the ball game here 2-0 after 4. Highland got 2 in the top of the 6th. Panthers with 3 in the bottom of the inning. Highland with 1 run in the top of 7. Scotty's 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Panthers 5 runs on 11 hits, no errors. And Darian Abram at the plate. Abram 1 for 4. A single, a fly out, a ground out, and a line drive. Substitutions in the lineup for the Scotty. We got a new pitcher on the hill. Yadiel Pacheco now in the pitch. As he'll replace Ben Jones. Ben Jones worked 1 inning of work, gave up no runs on 3 hits. He did not strike out, nor did he walk a batter. And Darian Abram at the plate, the center fielder. Abram batting in the leadoff spot, 1 for 4 in the contest. The top 3 batters for Neosho in the game are now 2 for 10 at the plate. Well, live video feed out of Chanute. They're just now starting the top of the 8th. We're in the bottom of the 8th with 2 on, runners at second and third, and nobody down. First pitch to Abram is a strike. Count now goes to 0-2. Panthers up 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th, 2 on, with nobody down. Your defensive alignment of Miller, Houston, and Tanner Dungan out in the outfield. And Darian Abrams strikes out swinging. Strikes out looking. That'll bring up Briley Ware, who's 1 for 4. Ware, strikeout swinging, a single. Fielder's choice and a flyout, 4 trips. So Pacheco on 3 pitches gets a strikeout. And Briley Ware at the plate. One ball, 1 strike to count. Independence Pirates lead the Fort Scott Greyhounds 8-4 in the top of the 5th in game number 2 played in Fort Scott. Or excuse me, that game being played in Indy this afternoon. The Greyhounds took for game 1 by the count of 2-1. 3 ball, 1 strike count now to Briley Ware, the third baseman for the Panthers. Ware hits a double to right center. Nate Crossman comes in to score along with Chad Thomas, and it's now 7-3 in favor of Neosho County. That'll bring up Evan Bourne, who is 0 for 2 in the contest. 2 strikeouts, both swinging, a walk and been hit by a pitch. In 4 trips to the plate here in game number 2. First offering to Bourne is the ball. 7-3 Neosho County in the bottom of the 8th. Scotty's had things tied up at 2-2 after 5.5. Panthers got 3 in the bottom of the 6th and 2 here in the bottom of the 8th to take a 7-3 lead. Evan Bourne at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he pops out to the right fielder, Tanner Dungan. There's 2 down. Runner will hold at second base. And that'll bring up Ryan Tolliver, the catcher. Tolliver, 1 for 3 in the contest. Walk, a ground out, a line drive out, and a single. How many hits do we have? Oh no. One ball, no strike count to Ryan Tolliver, the Neosho County catcher. One and two now to count. Neosho County, we're just now entering the bottom of the 7th on the live video stream from Hudson Field down in Chanute. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Bradley Ware at second base for the Panthers. 2-2 count on Tolliver at the plate. There's Yadiel Pacheco on the hill. Two balls and 2 strikes to count. Here comes the 7th pitch of the at-bat. We finally figured out something that's worse than paint drying. Trying to do play-by-play on live stats. This is tough. Ryan Tolliver hits a line drive to left fielder Wyatt Miller for the out, and that'll retire the side. We're going to the top of the 9th. The Scotties trail the Panthers by the score of 7-3 in game number 2. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching and listening to the Scotty Sports Network. Rob Ruzicka will lead us off in the top of the 9th. The Scotty trail it by 4, 7-3. Ruzicka, the DH here in game number 2, 0 for 3 in the contest. Went down swinging, flied out, and flied out. And he starts off he's going to be substituted by Derek Miller, who comes in to bat. First time we've seen Derek today. As he will face Riley Ulrey. Over he's thrown 12 pitches in 1 inning of work, 10 strikes and 2 balls. He's given up no runs on 1 hit. He struck out 2 in an inning of work. Derek Miller grounds out to the second baseman, Chad Thomas, for out number 1. Don't forget, we'll be back on the air on Saturday, as we'll bring you live video and audio from the community ballpark uptown. Cody Houston 1 for 3 in the contest, grounded out, got caught looking, and has a single at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike count to Cody Houston. Three and 1 now to Cody. Houston gets a 3-1 walk. Kind of with a runner on first with 1 down here in the top of the 9th. James Park now at the plate, the Highland third baseman. 0 for 3 in the contest, a strikeout swinging, a fly out, and a fielder's choice. Brady Miller now comes in to bat for James Park. First time we've seen Brady this afternoon. As Miller pops out to the left fielder, Nate Crossman, for 2 down. Scotty's down to their last out here in game number 2. As Tanner Dungan, who is 2 for 3 with a home run and a triple and a ground out. His home run came in the 6th inning. A solo shot over the right field wall. First pitch to Tanner is a strike down the heart of the plate. Took that pitch for a strike. He's down the count 0-2. That pitch foul back. Count remains 0-2 on Dungan. Runner on first, 2 out, 0-2 count on the batter. And Dungan grounds out to the third baseman, and that's your ball game. Final score, game number 2. The Panthers 7, the Scotties 3. Neosho took the first contest 10-6. Don't forget, we'll be back on the air on Saturday at 1 o'clock with games 3 and 4 from the community ballpark uptown. Neosho County coming to town for games 3 and 4 of the series. Thank those of you that stayed with us this afternoon on this little adventure. Appreciate you sticking around, all 3 of you. And I hope you've enjoyed at least hearing the play-by-play this afternoon. But again, we can jump over to the Neosho video stream. They've still got an inning to play before they're done for the day. So again, we'll see you on Saturday from Community Ballpark Uptown. Good night, everybody.